KS95, today's country and your all-time favorites. That was Parmalee and Take My Name. Special guest right now as we are joined by the one and only Miss Kassi Ashton. Kassi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I am fantastic. Just enjoying another beautiful day here in mid-Missouri, somewhere that you are very, very knowledgeable about. I know that we hear these songs on the radio and we're not used to being able to say this, but Kassi Ashton from our very own California, Missouri. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, Kassi. How'd you wind up where you are?
Oh, so born and raised in California, Missouri. Spent half my time in town at mom's house and my other half of the time outside of town in Latham at my dad's house. Grew up singing on stage, classical ballet, everything at mom's, and then at dad's I shot muzzleloaders competitively and rode dirt bikes and loved to hunt. So very mixed mid-Missouri childhood. And then I, right after graduating high school, moved to Nashville to go to Belmont University to major in voice. And then through connections there, wound up with a publishing deal the semester before I graduated and signed my record deal with U of G and Interscope a year later.
Now, since signing that, you have got to do some very cool things. But one thing that stood out to me is that when you wrote the song California, Missouri, that you got to write with Shane McAnally. What's that like? Because he's arguably the biggest name in songwriting in Nashville.
Yeah, he's amazing, and there is a reason that you've heard of him over and over again because he really is that good. And that writing session in particular was like magic because he is from a really small town, had just gotten back from being there. The other co-writer, Luke Laird, who is a huge songwriter, is also from a tiny town, had recently visited. So we were all primed up on our emotions about growing up somewhere like that, but running to Nashville, but loving the fact that we can go back to there. And the double-edged sword was sharp that day.
Well, you talk about writing songs, though, not giving them their credit, but I've heard a rumor. Is it true that you started writing your own music at 15?
Yeah, I would say I started writing poetry in middle school, and then around high school thought, oh yeah, if I put music to these words, it's a song. So yeah, I think I started writing around 15.
Well, that's incredible. And you talk about just, it just keeps churning and churning as you get farther along in your career. Well, I can remember, as I was telling you before we went on air, somebody sends me a song called Dates and Pickup Trucks. And they're like, you got to listen to this. and we were jamming to it for a week or two. And I said something to my boss, and he's like, yeah, you know where she's from, right? From California. And next thing I know, I'm coming to work, and we're flipping on the latest song that you have put out that is absolutely crushing it on the charts, Drive You Out of My Mind. Tell me about the process of writing that song.
Oh, thank you, first of all. Second, I always tell people that I was born on a gas pedal. So my dad has old muscle cars, motorcycles. I grew up on them and in them. And when nothing else is working, friends, therapy, booze, whatever your vice may be, I find that getting in my car and driving with no destination in sight is usually the ultimate medicine. And so I thought, surely everyone can relate to this. And my co-writer, Travis Wood, said, instead of, you're driving me out of your mind, why don't you drive him out of your mind? And I was like, that's amazing. Let's do it.
That's incredible. It's spot on because I think so many people can relate with that. But when you put pen to paper and you wrote that song, did you know at the time what it was going to become?
I don't want to say absolutely yes, but the truth is also not no. When we were writing it, I'm like, God, this sounds like a smash. There is no way that this is not a smash. It's up-tempo. It's relatable. I can hear this, during rush hour in my car. And so when the record label and several PDs around the country also agreed, I was thrilled.
Well, we agree as well. We've been playing it for a while now, and it's a big hit. Everyone seems to love it. But you told me before we went on air, you're in Nashville right now, maybe working on a little bit of new music as well.
Always. You have to keep the pen sharp, constantly trying to write the next hit. So hopefully when this song goes number one, I can put out my debut album.
Well, we are very much looking forward to it. And I got to ask, other than writing new music, what's next for Kassi Ashton? I know you've been on tour with Old Dominion, which, by the way, had to be amazing. But what's coming up next?
We're going to finish out the No Bad Vibes tour with Old Dominion. I have a lot of shows, fairs, and festivals this summer. We're going to keep watching Drive You, hopefully going up the charts. New music coming later this year, and hopefully a fall tour.
Well, Kassi, we are looking forward to any and all new music you put out. You best believe we'll be spinning it right here on KS95. And before I let you go, is there anything you just want to say to all your fans out there listening right now?
Hey, y'all, I love you. Thank you for supporting me. If I see you around town when I come back home, don't be a stranger. Just say hello. I'm still the same old me. And thank you guys for having me today.
Well, thank you for calling in. And if you're ever back around and you want to stop by and say, hey, you're always more than welcome here.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, you take care, Kassi, and we will talk with you soon.
Bye.
All right. That was Kassi Ashton calling us. So we're going to hear from Kassi Ashton right now. It's Drive You Out of My Mind on KS95.